Today's lesson is Ryan Gosling, from Disney kid to Hollywood heartthrob. Hi, everybody. I'm Roger.
Hello, I'm Kiki.
And today we're going to continue talking about Ryan Gosling. He used to be a Disney kid, and later on he became a famous Hollywood actor. He's now a heartthrob of women around the world. When they see his picture, they just go nuts.
And we find out that Ryan Gosling, he started acting at a very young age. He started at the age of 13 on Disney Channel's The Mickey Mouse Club, along with other famous stars that we know, like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. And then he decided that he was going to do some TV series and then transition into film.
Right, so he started acting in films, and his big break was in The Notebook, and he portrayed Noah Calhoun, and that solidified his status as a heartthrob. He got a devoted fan base as a result of that. He got more opportunities, and he showed his acting range in other films, and we'll talk about some other achievements that he's had in today's lesson. So let's not delay any further. Let's begin by listening to the first part, and we'll be right back to talk about it.
As his career continued, Gosling consistently delivered sharp performances in a wide range of genres, from satires such as The Big Short to science fiction epics like Blade Runner 2049. In addition to acting, he also stepped into directing with the fantasy Lost River, highlighting his multifaceted creativity.
大家好，第一部分首先来看名词 satire。为讽刺作品或是讽刺的意思。例如 This film is a satire of 1970s cop shows, complete with ridiculous handlebar mustaches and aviator sunglasses. 这是一部1970年代的讽刺警察主题剧，里面充满了滑稽的八字胡和飞行员太阳眼镜。或者 The main concept of this comic book is a satire that people only care about looks and social status nowadays. 这部漫画传达的主要理念是讽刺现在人们只关心外表和社会地位。接下来是片语 step into 名词或是动词 ing， 意思是从事、担任或是涉足……我们可以说 After thinking carefully, Lily decided to step into fashion design. Lily 经过深思熟虑后，决定踏入时尚设计界。再看一个例子John has already stepped into sportscasting for over a decade. John 已经从事球评工作超过10年了。再来看到形容词 multifaceted， 也可以念成 multifaceted， 有多面向的或是包罗万象的意思。例如 It is not easy to establish a company. People need to have multifaceted considerations. 创办一间公司并不容易，人们需要考虑很多面向。或是Dante takes a multifaceted approach to management. Dante 采用一种多面向方法来管理。
Okay, our first paragraph in today's lesson says, as his career continued, Gosling consistently delivered sharp performances in a wide range of genres. So remember, his career continued in the film industry. He started to act in movies more than TV shows. And he consistently delivered sharp performances. If you're consistent, that means you don't change. You are the same pretty much all the time. And usually that's a positive thing because people expect you to be consistent. You don't change your mind too often, so people can depend on you. And here, consistently is an adverb. So he consistently delivered sharp performances. He just kept on performing really well. We're describing those performances as being sharp.
And he was able to do a wide range of genres, from satires such as The Big Short to science fiction epics like Blade Runner 2049. So a genre is basically a style of literature, movie, music, or art. So you can have different styles of paintings. You can have different styles of movies and music. And that's just a characteristic of the type of style. So these are called genres. And here we also have the word satires. And basically it is using a funny or fun way to criticize people or their ideas to show that they might be wrong or they might have some faults. So usually we'll think about political satire and political satire comics. We'll see those very often. And he was in a movie that was a satire, and it's called The Big Short.
Right, so those are two examples of genres. We've got a satire and we've got science fiction. Again, a genre is a type of something in film or in music. For example, I could say, Gordon's favorite genre of music is drum and bass. And of course, we've got satires which make fun of things, like a political cartoon is a satire of various political figures. And of course, science fiction just refers to movies that deal with the future. Maybe you're a fan of Blade Runner. We're describing it as an epic, which means it's kind of a really big story, and it's a long story, and it continues for a long time because, of course, Blade Runner, the original one, came out in the 80s, I believe, which was decades ago.
In addition to acting, he also stepped into directing with the fantasy Lost River, highlighting his multifaceted creativity. So besides acting, he wanted to try something else. He wanted to try different aspects of the movie industry. So he stepped into directing. So when you step into something, it's to take on a particular role or to do a particular task. And in this case, he stepped into the role of becoming a director. So when you're a director and you're directing a movie, you're basically the one that is on set. You're on the film set, and you're the one that decides how this movie is going to be made, how this movie is going to be filmed, how do you want each scene to look, and that is what a director does. But of course, directors are in all sorts of industries. In music, you can also have a director where they will decide how this song is going to be produced. And of course, you can have a director in a company where they are in charge of deciding how the company is run.
Exactly. So he decided to step into directing. Lots of actors like to do that, like Clint Eastwood. He stepped into directing many years ago. And of course, the term step into reminds me of the Christmas song Step Into Christmas by Elton John. You'll probably hear that on the radio a lot as Christmas is fast approaching. And again, he directed the movie Lost River, which is a fantasy similar to science fiction, and that highlighted his multifaceted creativity. To highlight just means to stress or to emphasize something, so that basically let people know that he's very creative in very different ways. Multifaceted just means many faces, many ways of displaying something.
And that is the end of part 1 of our story today. Let's listen to part 2.
Gosling made a particularly big splash most recently as Ken in Barbie 2023, a live-action film based on the iconic Barbie dolls. Besides being a huge global hit that's already taken in more than $1.2 billion at the box office, the film further showcased Gosling's ability to embrace diverse characters and genres. What's more, he even sang in the movie, providing yet another display of the considerable musical talents he'd already shown in 2016's La La Land, for which Gosling received his second Academy Award nomination for Best Actor.
第二部分来看到形容词 diverse， 它的意思是形形色色的，或是各式各样的。不同的，例如 The international school has a diverse faculty with instructors hailing from several different countries. 这所国际学校拥有多元化的教职员，教师来自好几个不同的国家。或者 Sonia's shelves held a diverse collection of books. Sonia 的书柜收藏了各种不同类型的书。
Okay, let's talk about the second part of our lesson for today. Again, we're talking about Ryan Gosling, and where we left off, We had mentioned that he stepped into directing. He started to direct. I think he still acts as well, but he's trying his hand at all sorts of different things. And in the second paragraph here, it says, Gosling made a particularly big splash most recently as Ken in Barbie, which came out earlier this year. So here we've got the phrase to make a splash. Here it just says make a particularly big splash. That just means to become noticed all of a sudden really quickly in a big way. It doesn't mean you're going swimming, although I suppose if you jumped into the swimming pool and arranged your body in such a way so you shot up a bunch of water out of the pool, like doing a cannonball or something like that, then you would make a big splash that way. But here it just means you became very famous because of something you did.
And he became really famous when he was cast as Ken because it was just so different from his previous roles. When you think about Ken the doll, you think about a blonde guy, and he's Barbie's best friend that hangs out with Barbie all the time. And he doesn't have a lot of thoughts and opinions on things. So when everybody saw that Ryan Gosling was going to play Ken, that really brought a lot of attention to the movie, and everybody wanted to find out exactly how Ryan Gosling would be as Ken the doll. So Barbie, which came out earlier in the year, is a live-action film based on the iconic Barbie dolls. Besides being a huge global hit that has already taken in more than $1.2 billion at the box office, the film further showcased Gosling's ability to embrace diverse characters and genres.
Okay, so remember Barbie was quite famous last summer. And did you see Barbie the movie?
Yes, I did. And I recommend it to everybody. Doesn't matter whatever gender you are, no matter how old you are, it is a movie definitely worth watching because a lot of people at first when it came out, they think, oh, Barbie, it's such a funny thing. But there are actually a lot of important messages in the movie that people can learn from.
Okay, well, I did not see it myself, but my wife and daughter did, and they had a lot of nice things to say about it. We described it as a live-action film. We use that term when the movie involves live actors as opposed to animated ones. So, yes, indeed, it was a huge global hit. It took in a lot of money. It just made a lot of money. It earned a lot of money at the box office, which refers to basically where you go to pay for your tickets, but that's a general term for how much money the movie took in. And it showcased his ability to embrace diverse characters and genres. Diverse just means multifaceted or various or varied characters. He can basically embrace or take on different kinds of characters and genres. He can portray all sorts of different roles. And I should mention diverse could also be pronounced as diverse. That's what I learned, but I do hear diverse said quite frequently.
And nowadays we talk a lot about diversity because we really want to include many different types of people or groups into things. So nowadays in society, we are trying to become more diverse and tolerant and inviting people to come together and work as a collective.
Okay, the article goes on to say, what's more, or in addition also, he even sang in the movie, providing yet another display of the considerable musical talents he'd already shown in 2016's La La Land. My goodness, 2016, has it already been that long since that movie was out? But in any case, yes, he had musical talent in La La Land, and because he sang in the movie Barbie, that let people know that he's very talented in terms of music. He's a good singer. And in that movie La La Land, for which he received his second Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. So because we mentioned La La Land, then we're referring back to it with the word which. So yes, he showed his musical talents in La La Land, for which Gosling received his second Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of the second part of our lesson for today. Let's move on now to the third part. We'll listen first.
With his charm, talent, and genuine passion for his work, Gosling continues to captivate audiences and confirm his place as a major star in Hollywood. As he expands his creative horizons even further, there's no doubt that his future endeavors will be eagerly anticipated by both fans and critics alike.
第3部分介绍单字 captivate， 这个动词是指吸引、使着迷或是迷住。可以说 The street musician captivated his small audience with an emotional ballad. 这位街头音乐家以情感丰富的抒情歌吸引了一小群听众。又或者说 From a young age, the idea of space travel captivated Edward. Edward 从年轻时就对太空旅行很着迷。下一个介绍 endeavor， 这个名词的意思是努力或是尝试。例如 The writer has gained recognition for his endeavors in the field of literature. 这位作家因其在文学领域的努力而备受认可。或是 This marketing strategy will be a brand new endeavor to this firm. 这个行销策略对于该公司来说将会是一次新的尝试。最后来看到动词 anticipate， 它的意思是预期、预计或是预料。我们可以说 The studio anticipates that their latest action movie will be a huge hit. 该电影公司预期他们最新的动作片会很卖座。又或者说 Sandra didn't anticipate that her boyfriend would break up with her. Sandra 没料到她男友会跟她分手。
Welcome back to the third part of our article about Ryan Gosling. Let's wrap up what we've learned about this amazing actor. With his charm, talent, and genuine passion for his work, Gosling continues to captivate audiences and confirm his place as a major star in Hollywood. So we've learned that Ryan Gosling has this abundant talent. He's able to direct, act, sing and dance, do lots of different types of movies, and it really shows that his charm and talent and his genuine passion has allowed him to be able to continue his work in Hollywood. And here we have this word genuine, and basically it means something that is real and exactly what it appears to be. So when you see Ryan Gosling as an actor, you really see his genuine passion. He really loves this art form, and he really has tried to master it all these years. We've seen he's been acting since he was 13 years old, so he spent a lot of time to try to master his craft.
Right, so genuine just means sincere. He has this passion and he's serious about it. He's not joking. So he continues to captivate audiences and confirm his place as a major star in Hollywood. Now, to captivate just means to really impress people, to attract their interest and to hold their interest. So he is captivating audiences, both men and women alike, and therefore he's a major star in Hollywood. And as he expands his creative horizons even further, there's no doubt that his future endeavors will be eagerly anticipated by both fans and critics alike. So that's the last sentence of the article, and it kind of ties everything together. It wraps everything up. First of all, it says he expands his creative horizons. Now, the horizon is the line between the land and the sea that you see from a distance. But if you expand your horizons, that just means you continue moving forward with your career or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life. So again, as he's doing that, as he's furthering his career, there's no doubt that his future endeavors will be eagerly anticipated by both fans and critics alike. So yes, there's no doubt, it's certain that he's going to have these future endeavors. Now, endeavor here is a noun. It could be a verb as well, but here it's being used as a noun. That just means efforts that you make in the future that are trying to accomplish something. You could have business endeavors, for example, if you're trying to invest in a new company. And here he's got other efforts that he's going to make in future movies.
So we know that in his whole career in Hollywood, he's had a lot of endeavors. He's been an actor, he's been a singer, and he's been a director. So there's no doubt that whatever he does in the future will be eagerly anticipated by both fans and critics alike. So a lot of people are waiting to see what else he does in the future. So in this sentence, we have the word anticipated, and here it's used as a verb, and basically it is to imagine or expect that something will happen. So everyone knows, or they are expecting expecting to see more from Ryan Gosling, and they want to see what else he's going to do. And we see that it's anticipated by both fans and critics alike. So we know that when somebody is a fan of someone, they like them. And critics, their job is to make comments about somebody's talent or skill. But in this case, critics can also be someone that might not be totally convinced if he's a great actor yet.
Indeed. And of course, lots of people are anticipating his next film. They're looking forward to it, and I am too, especially because Mattel, the toy company, said it's now going to make many more movies about toys since Barbie was so successful. Maybe he's going to be a race car driver driving Hot Wheels cars or something like that. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Here comes Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第3部分的最后一句写道，随着他将自己的创作范围拓展得更远，毫无疑问他未来的努力将受到影迷和影评人的热切期待。好，文中他是用 There's no doubt that his future endeavors will 去表达说毫无疑问他未来的努力将怎么样怎么样。那当我们用这个句型 There's no doubt 加上 that 子句，就可以表达毫无疑问地毋庸置疑地怎么样怎么样。好，那其他还有几个句型其实也可以表达出差不多的意思，像是It is no doubt 加 that 子句，或是省略掉 it is 变成 no doubt 加上 that 子句，还可以用 it is beyond doubt 加 that 子句，或是 it is without a doubt it is without doubt 加上 that 子句。那你还可以用 without a doubt 或者是 without doubt逗号主词加动词，用这样的方式去表达。那也可以把前面的部分换成副词 undoubtedly 逗号主词加动词，有很多句型可以用哦。那我们来看个例句， It is beyond doubt that consistent practice is the key to improvement。毫无疑问，持续练习是进步的关键。好，那另外文中用到 anticipate 这个动词啊，它表示预期、预计或是预料。我们来学习它的字首字根。我们先看到 anti 这个字首，它跟反对啊、对抗是没有关系的哦。它其实是字首 ante 的变形。ante 表示之前，那么字根 cip 表示接受、拿取。那么字尾 ate 是动词字尾，合在一起 anticipate 它字面意思就是事先取得，比别人早行动的意思嘛。那么后来引申出预期、预料的意思。好，我们这边也顺便来介绍这个 ante 的字首。ante 它可以表达之前、先前的，或是在什么什么之前的。那常常会出现在复合字当中，像 anteroom 这个字就是表达说通往比较大或比较重要房间的那种前厅、接待室。好，那再来也补充几个有带有 anti 这个字首的单字。第一个是 antenatal， 它的字首 ante 表示之前， natal natal 表示出生的，那合在一起 antenatal 就是形容产前的、出生前的。第二个补充的是 anterior， 它的字首 ante 表示之前， rior 是形容词字尾，所以合在一起 anterior 可以用来形容可能是空间上、时间或是顺序上是前面的、先前的或是较早的。那么第三个补充的是 antedate， 它的字首 ante 表示在点点点之前， date 是日期，那么合在一起 antedate 就可以表达时间上是先于什么的，早于什么什么存在。好，那么以上就是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Consistently. Sam has consistently been one of the best players on our team this season. Genre. Rock is my brother's favorite musical genre. Highlight. During your speech, please be sure to highlight the key points of the report. Diverse. The group of friends had diverse views, making their conversations lively and engaging. Genuine. Stephanie's genuine smile made everyone feel welcome. Horizon. Traveling to a new country each year is a great way to broaden your horizons. Anticipate. Now that the semester is almost over, we're really anticipating our approaching winter vacation.
Discussion starter starts now!
Here's our discussion starter for today. The question is, what do you think has enabled Ryan Gosling to become such a successful actor?
I think Gosling's success has mainly come from his passion for acting and his ability to want to try to get into these different characters. And the most important thing is to try different characters, because sometimes if we talk about actors, there's the word typecast, which is to only do a certain type of role or only do a certain type of film. So in this case, we've seen him try out different things.
That's a good point. Well, to me, I think his success in acting has primarily been due to the fact that he's Canadian. Because, as you know, Canadians are clean and respectable and civilized people, and Americans tend to be loud and obnoxious. So because Ryan Gosling is a Canuck, therefore lots of people find him very charming. Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Roger.
I am Kiki.
See you next time.